Hey friends, welcome to day 10 of our watercolor tip a day series for World Watercolor Month. Today we are talking about one of my favorite watercolor secrets, transparency versus opacity. It adds so much dimension to your work, so let's jump right in. Alright, so let's talk about transparency versus opacity. So not all watercolor paints behave the same, and when you know how to spot the difference, your color mixing and layering and overall painting is going to get a whole lot easier. So usually watercolor is known for its glowing effect, and that comes from using transparent paints like quinacridone rose. That's going to let the paper shine through. So when you use a paint like that one, that is what's really going to give you that very glowing, beautiful, transparent effect. And then there are other paints like cobalt green that we have here that's going to be more opaque. So you're not going to be able to see the paper through the painting. So these are just made with heavier pigments like earth tones or metals. So they reflect more light instead of letting it through, so that makes them more opaque or semi-opaque. It doesn't mean one's better than the other, but it's still super helpful to know which is which so you can use them more intentionally. So let's swatch some transparent paints versus some opaque paints. So we're going to start off with quinacridone rose. So this is one of my favorite paints actually, and it is super transparent, but it's also buildable. So we're going to use a nice wash here, and we're just going to show you the difference. And I'm going to make a mess, as per usual. You're going to really see the transparency of it, so you're still able to see the paper through that. And then as you pull this out and add a little bit more water, you can totally see that paper. Now if you were swatching with an opaque paint, which you'll see, you're not going to be able to really see that paper through as much. Another color that is transparent is phthalo blue. And these are you can kind of see how they glow. This is our phthalo blue. And what's really nice about transparent paints is how you can layer them and you can glaze on top to create other colors. Another great transparent paint is Hansa Yellow Light. So let me swatch that one here. And you're really going to be able to see the difference once we get those opaque colors down. Again, you can really drag that out and you're going to see that paper through. And then another earthy tone is burnt sienna. So this one does have earthy tones in it, but it is a transparent color. So you see how you're still able to see the white of that paper, and it creates a glowing effect. And I feel like this is one of those just very confusing things that no one really, I guess, thinks about when they are learning watercolor. But sometimes you'll see the label will literally tell you it's a hue or it's transparent on your paint. So now we're going to go on to our opaque colors. So cadmium red is known for being super opaque. You'll see the difference right away. So there is hardly any paper showing through. You can lighten it up for sure and get that paper. But this is a lot thicker, and you can really, you're not seeing that glowing effect like you see with these transparent colors. And you can always pull that out to create opacity. So you can still get opacity with opaque colors by controlling your water. And then yellow ochre, we've got, yellow ochre is very earthy as well, but this is an earthy tone that is opaque. It's almost like, sometimes yellow ochre is almost like gouache to me. See, it's almost like thick. And it's just all watercolor is created with different pigments. There's a cardinal in my window staring at me, and it's hard not to look. And then we've got our yellow ochre. Cerulean blue is another one. You can kind of see right away how thick these look compared. So you're not really able to see that paper through. Just make sure we get that color And I'm just kind of pulling out these swatches so I can glaze these and show you right after this how we can build out color. So this has a little bit of yellow in it from my yellow ochre, so I'm just going to get on there and get that true color. And you know, some paints will be granulating, some won't be, so they're all different. And then cobalt green, another one. We've got cobalt. Naples yellow is an opaque color. Pretty much any cobalt, I believe, will be opaque. There we've got cobalt green, or teal if you have, or turquoise, any of the cobalts. Alright, so now these on top are pretty dry. So I want to just show you if we glaze on top of one of these. So let me just make sure that they're pretty dry. I'm just going to hit them with the heat gun because I have no patience. Okay, so now glazing does work better with transparent colors. So now if I am going to go in and do a light transparent wash on one of these, so I'm just going to take some of that phthalo blue and I'm going to go right over top this quinacridone rose. And I'm just going to show you how we can create this beautiful purpley color. And I'm leaving this up here just so you can see the color that it is. Very light and opaque. But you can see how these glazing creates different colors. This really pretty purpley hue. It's very clear as well. So if we go a little bit darker with the color, and it still has that glowing effect on it. And that's because both are transparent and both of the colors mix clearly and in even layers, if that makes sense. So this is like a little cotton candy vibe going on. So now, if I were to mix some cadmium red and cerulean blue, the color is going to get a little bit duller, and that's because the pigments are heavier. So I'm going to mix that on top, and you're not going to get that glazing effect that you got here. You see how that looks? So the pigments are heavier, they're sitting on top, and they're duller. It is really hard to kind of layer these, but this is really showing you here how it's just dull, and there's nothing wrong with it. This is great to create shadows, but if you are really looking for those glowing beautiful flowers, it might be in your paint that you're using. It might be, I mean, you don't have to just paint flowers, but just as an example. So if you are trying to create more transparent flowers or subjects, you might want to consider just using transparent paints. I like to mix both. So here I'm using my yellow ochre, which is an opaque, and I'm using that in the center. And then if I want to create a really pretty transparent flower, I'll go in with my quinacridone rose, and I'm just going to create some beautiful petals. And then I'm going to be able to also layer these, so you can layer them after with the same color or different colors. You can go in to create your beautiful details with some of that opaque paint. It's really up to you what style you're trying to get, but if you want to do a really pretty layered flower, definitely go in with these transparent paints. So I'm just going to paint out some of these petals here to show you how to create a really pretty layered effect with your transparent paints. Really simple flower to play with if you haven't tried these yet. And I like to let the colors blend together. And then we want to let that dry so that we can go over with a layer, but I'm just going to hit this. And now just because we have this, we can go back in and create a really beautiful layer with our quinacridone rose. And you're going to be able to see the petals through on the other side. Very translucent. And of course these are buildable. The more water you use, the more transparent, vice versa. So if I were to go in with this transparent color, I could still get a darker coverage, but it is going to be harder to get rid of that transparency. And then just for fun, we'll mix up some of these two colors together to create the purple color. And let's see how that looks. It doesn't go with the flower, but just for the demo here. And go back in. And you've got these really beautiful translucent petals. And then you can go over the ones that are dry to get that glazing effect. And then I'll just go back into that center and really use that opaque color. You could still create blooms with these. So there's endless possibilities, endless paint. If you're unsure about if your paint is opaque, go down with a Sharpie and try to cover it, and if it covers that Sharpie, it's opaque. So now that you know the difference, try using both in your work. Use transparent colors for light and airy washes, and opaque colors for depth and contrast. That's it for today. I hope you learned something. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's lesson. We're going into lifting technique, how to lift, brighten, and fix mistakes. Make sure you don't miss it, and I will see you then.